All right, our guest now is a Jamaican-born nurse who made headlines last week by being the first nurse in the United States to receive the COVID vaccine. Sandra Lindsay is the Director of Nursing for Critical Care at the Long Island Medical Center. Did I get that right? Long Island Jewish Medical. I knew something was missing. It is so good to talk to you, Miss Sandra. Good morning and howdy from the land of your birth. How are you doing today?
Good morning. I am doing well. Thanks for having me on. As you can see, I'm dressed and ready to go to work.
Yes, because you've got work to do. I mean, and I must thank you because you have been doing interview after interview after interview. You say you never expected any of this when you got the shot. So how are you dealing with your newfound fame?
Well, I am built Jamaican tough. I'm a nurse, so I am keeping up with the pace. Nothing like what we went through during the height of the pandemic. So yeah. I am good.
Your brother says it's only natural that you would have been the first person to get this shot because ever since you were 6 years old, you have been dreaming of becoming a nurse and dreaming of helping other people. When you woke up that morning, you knew you were getting the shot, but you did not know you would have been the first person to get the shot and therefore history making. So when you got that information, nurse, how did you feel?
Well, I was more focused on the relief and, you know, this vaccine that was developed rather quickly, and thankfully it was done so, to be able to save so many lives. So I was still continuing to focus on that. Obviously, you know, it's nice to hear that I've made history, but my focus really is on health and well-being of a population. As a nurse, that's my profession, to help and save lives. So that's what I'm focused on, and thankful for the different platforms to be able to share my experiences and continue to advance health and well-being.
Did you have any fear at all? There's so much noise now or discussion because people's feelings are legitimate. So there's a lot of concern around the vaccine. Some people are wondering, is it safe? Is it too early? Should I wait it out? You are saying no. You said in your own statement, this is the beginning, you think, of the healing of not only your nation, but healing around the world because of this vaccine. Your own counterparts here in Jamaica, some are expressing concern that they're not sure they want to take it because they're not sure about side effects. You say you felt fantastic. You've had no issues since the vaccine. What say you to the folks who have a little bit of fear that, I don't know if I want to take it at all or take it yet?
So we understand that the fears and the hesitancy are legitimate based on the past and some harmful, behaviors, practices among minorities, Blacks, Hispanic, Latinos, Black and brown people. So I understand that, and I don't want to dismiss that. But, if you've gone through anything that I have gone through, my team and I have gone through, and seen all the death and despair and just sadness all around, we know that this thing is real. And we know that we need something more than, the CDC guidelines are good, but to preserve life and a civilization moving forward, we need a vaccination. So I would say to my fellow colleagues in healthcare, if you're forward-facing a patient, you're at an increased risk of getting COVID-19. And so I would urge you, before you, put off, dismiss, discuss your concerns with a trusted healthcare professional, get all the facts, get all the details before you say, I'm not going to take it. And until then, meanwhile, you're making up your mind, don't forget to follow the CDC guidelines.
Mm-hmm. You say that when you think about this context, this vaccine, you think about it within the context of what you and your fellow nurses, your fellow healthcare professionals have gone through. You oversee 5 units of critical care nurses. You've been working a lot of your 16-hour shifts. You've seen a lot of death and a lot of despair. Nurse, you say you sometimes you just had to remain numb and push forward. And that's how you've managed to get to this point.
I had to, Simone, because you just get attached to people because I'd want to know what's their story. Who is this person in this bed? We always try as nurses to humanize people,
Yeah.
and it was just so sad. Some of these patients had no former illnesses, no what we call comorbidities, and they were just dying, and that's part of what we don't know about this COVID-19. It presents itself so differently in people. And, you think you got a handle on it and something else pops up and you just don't know. So it's not fair. I've been in nursing for over 26 years, and I have never felt afraid in my profession like I do now.
And then it touched you personally, nurse. I mean, it's one thing to know your patients in the bed, but you lost an uncle and an aunt.
Yes. So two different sets of cousins won't have their mother and their father with them this holiday season. So yeah. And it was sad because they couldn't visit their loved one in the hospital. It was all FaceTime. They couldn't hold their hands. They couldn't say any last words. And so I commend my team because that was one thing they wanted to make sure that no patient died alone. So they
Yeah.
would stay over even after their shift to hold a hand, to say a prayer, and just to be with someone so they didn't die alone.
Well, our condolences to you on the loss of your aunt and your uncle, and our great thanks to you for keeping going despite, selfless work as the U.S. looks now to this new wave that is taking over, and people who are not taking heed and not masking up, and so you're hopeful for a vaccine, but you're staring down the barrel of all these new cases coming in. What's your outlook as we move forward?
So right now, as I finish speaking with you, I'm heading out to work. We're opening in another space yet of our ICU, so expanding now to a sixth space as we see cases coming in. Not to the extent of what it was in April, but the cases are coming in. So we're expanding this morning.
Wow. Nurse, all of Jamaica, sending our love. You know, we're a praying nation, so we're also praying for you. Please stay safe. And thank you for taking the time to talk to us this morning. And take good care of yourself.
Thanks for having me. All the best. Season's greetings to you and all my fellow Jamaicans. And all
Yes.
the best for the new year.
Which part of Jamaica are you from again, nurse? It's Clarendon?
Clarendon.
Yes, so you have to pick
Clarendon.
up the Clarendon people before you leave. Quick
All
time.
the Clarendonians, my family, my niece, my grandnephew, my nephews, my cousins, all my friends and family all across the island. Merry Christmas. Stay strong. I believe 2021 will be a much better year. Stay tuned. The best is yet to come.
Oh, bless you, nurse. Thank you so much. Built
Thank
Jamaica tough. She said it herself. And so she's doing what she can. Our diasporans don't play, when they leave Jamaica, they go abroad and they make a difference while their navel string is still tied to home. We big you up, nurse. Thank you, Director of Nursing for Critical Care at the Long Island Jewish Medical Center, Sandra Lindsay. We'll take a break on Smile. There's more on the other side. Please stay with us.